Wind gust in St. Matthews is 29. Sumter wind gust is 24. Even though the temperatures are right around the 30s, what it actually feels like outside, the wind chill of 21 in Camden, it feels like 21 as well as in Sumter, 22 in Manning. Lexington right now feels like 27 degrees. Downtown Columbia, it feels like 23. So the air is cold. The wind chills are making it colder, but the ground temperature is well above freezing. Even with that being said, with the winds picking up and the field temperatures actually going considerably lower than the wind chill, the amount of rainfall that's coming down, as you can see, all throughout the Midlands, we've got a mixed bag variety. So we're going to go through all of your communities first and show you exactly what's going on in each part of our Midland communities. Well, first start in Newberry County. As you can see from Plumeria all the way out to Newberry, there is quite a bit of a mixed precipitation. There's the likelihood that in most parts, say from Silver Street to Newberry, all the way out to say Mount Eden, all the way up to Whitmire, and then right along the Fairfield County line, there's very likely a mix of sleet and snow. And if you are watching us and you have pictures or videos that have already taken, we'd love to see that, because that's where the concentration likely of the snow is right now. There is still a mixed precipitation going on in most of Fairfield County, from west to east, the northern half, but then you get along I-77 and then points east towards the Wateree River. Is probably a mix of either rain or rain and freezing rain. And then you get into areas just into Upper Richland County along I-77. That's where we can have a mixed variety of precipitation as well. And it's already starting to stream into areas of northern portions of Sumter County. Northern Lexington looks like it's just really pretty much rain at this point, and all that rain continues. And what we're looking at specifically is how it's transitioning over possibly to sleet. But that's the big areas. As we move a little bit over out into our eastern communities, you can see that Kershaw County, it's all pink, so there's the very likelihood that we're dealing with rain and freezing rain all throughout the counties. And that's the same also when you get into most portions, if not all, of Lee County, where it's showing pink. So very likely you're talking about rain and freezing rain as well. You get into the northern portions of Sumter County. Notice from Rember to Dalzell, looks like it's a mixed bag, but we just got a report about 15 minutes ago that over at Shaw Air Force Base, a lot of the vehicles on the roads are starting to have a little bit of a glaze. So now the freezing rain is starting to mount up, even though the ground temperature is below freezing. And notice, all of this is more concentrated to the northeast side of our Midland communities. A lot of rain when you get into areas of southern Lexington, and then all the way over to Saluda, that's all rain. But you notice the rain also, heavy bands of rainfall in portions of Edgefield, Aiken County. And then when you get into, at least starting off in the western portions, the western half of Orangeburg County, it's a lot of heavy rainfall as well as in Calhoun County. So fortunately, at this point right now, we're just dealing with a lot of rain when you come into Orangeburg, Clarendon, as well as into the areas right around Lake Marion. So all of this rain continues. The evolution of all of this rain over the last hour is definitely showing that a lot more precipitation is coming up, and as the temperatures start to drop even more, especially with the wind chill, this is going to be the areas we're going to be dealing with at least as we go towards the next hour, an hour and a half before sunrise. And Daniel, the problem with what we have right now is that this is going to continue. We're not out of the woods yet. We're really just starting on the onset of this stuff starting to get cold.
Yeah, it's starting to cool off out there across the Midlands. And as you mentioned, this is something we've been watching over the past few days and something we'll obviously continue to watch today. Here's our setup. We've got that cold air coming in from the north. There's the low pressure system. There's the associated stationary boundary. It's generally lifting towards the north, though, bringing in that rain, freezing rain, and a little bit of mixed precipitation as well. So we'll go ahead and put the forecast in motion for you. Pick things up at 7 o'clock. Notice that band of mixed precipitation continues to spread across the Midlands. And the primary concern, once again, is going to be freezing rain. There may be a little bit of sleet there. There may even be a couple novelty snowflakes, but the primary concern is freezing rain at this point. This is 9 o'clock. You notice that freezing rain band continues across the Midlands, but then some warmer air tries to lift northward. This is 11 o'clock. You still do have that freezing rain, mixed precipitation along and north of I-20, but south of I-20 you start to see a little bit of a warming trend there, but still some heavy rain falling across the Midlands, especially south of I-20. Here's noon, that warmer air continues to lift northward. This is 1 o'clock, but you notice towards the west, some colder air starts moving in. The precipitation begins to end, but then some cooler air starts to move in on the backside, and this particular forecast model does try to indicate we may get a flurry or two towards the end of this precipitation. So that's something to maybe watch out for. It's not going to cause any issues or anything like that, but certainly something to watch for. The biggest issue today is going to be the freezing rain by far. Looking ahead towards tomorrow, it does clear out, and tomorrow morning is going to be cold. So something will be a little bit of a concern tomorrow if there's any kind of leftover precipitation on the ground, whether it be rain or anything like that. It could refreeze, so that may be an issue on Monday. We should see a lot of sunshine for your Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, and I know a lot of people have the day off, so that's obviously good news there. Here is what we're expecting still. This is an additional amount of ice. This would be your freezing rain, and notice Kershaw County, Fairfield County, Newberry County still expecting the highest ice amounts there. That's where the ice storm warning is in effect, the northern counties, and everywhere else is basically under the winter weather advisory with the exception of southeastern Orangeburg County. Now, just to be fair, I know people would love snow. I would love to be talking about snow rather than freezing rain, but here's that snowfall forecast, and you're talking about just trace amounts at best. So maybe a few stray snowflakes across the area later, but we're still talking about a freezing rain event, and temperature is not warming up a whole lot today. You're talking about highs probably in the mid to maybe upper 30s. So it's going to be cold today, and then gradually those rain chances do move out as we look ahead towards later this afternoon and certainly into the evening hours. So overnight it will be cooling off. As far as potential travel issues are concerned, there's going to be travel issues across the deep south, including for us here in South Carolina. Potentially, now this is just taking a lot of things in consideration, potentially some major travel issues basically from I-20 northward into Charlotte up towards I-85 and places like that. And then gradually as we work our way later today, at least stuff falling from the air or falling from the sky, I should say, the travel delays do decrease. And looking ahead towards tomorrow morning, travel delays not there as far as the weather's concerned, but as we mentioned, there will be that threat of black ice. So once again, we'll talk quickly about black ice. It's not really black, it's basically clear. It's a thin layer of ice, you can't really see it, and it makes the roads very slippery. And as we mentioned, it's so thin, it's hard to see it. It's basically transparent. So we'll have to pay attention to that tomorrow. For today, though, high temperatures topping off mid to upper 30s at best. Tomorrow, 44 degrees, your Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, and then things will gradually warm up into the middle 50s by Wednesday. We'll call it partly cloudy on Thursday. Then we're going to watch another system Friday into Saturday potentially. Notice those temperatures low 40s and 42 degrees on Saturday, 43 on Friday. But we're in the middle of it right now. We're going to be tracking this all day long. There's the winter weather advisory for the large portion of the Midlands. Also that ice storm warning for Fairfield and Newberry counties, Fairfield, Newberry, and Kershaw counties. So we're going to be tracking this all day long, Efren. We're in the middle of it. At this point, it's what they call nowcasting. We're just going to see what's happening right now.
And that's the thing that we're going to be watching this very carefully. Now, Daniel and I will be here for the Sunday morning 8 a.m. newscast, so make sure you tune into us. But the thing is that we are beginning from this point, Daniel, for the next few hours where the intensity of the impacts are going to be continuing. We'll have more information and updates on News 19 at 8 o'clock this morning. Until then, everyone stay safe, and we'll keep you updated all throughout the morning.